Oh, very good.
I always forget. So
Me too.
anyway, welcome everyone. This is the joint meeting of the Coastal Northwest and Central San Pedro Neighborhood Councils Land Use and Planning. And welcome you all. I guess we could do some introductions around the table. Would you like to start on that side, Elise?
Swanson, Coastal. Say Jenny Sova, yes. Jenny Sova.
Ray Regalado, Northwest San Pedro Neighborhood Council.
Alan Franz, Coastal.
Gabby Kasika.
Going around.
Dr. Charles J. Henry, Central.
Line Central.
Adrian, Central.
Javier Gonzalez Camarillo, Central.
Mona Sutton, Coastal.
Our turn. I'm Robin Rudisell. I'm Coastal San Pedro Neighborhood Council Chair of the Land Use Committee. Good to
Thank
see
you.
you, Diana, and group.
Noel Gould, Coastal San Pedro Neighborhood Council and Planning Committee.
Greg Ellis, Coastal.
Jason Herring, Northwest San Pedro Planning and Land Use Committee.
Nathan Bass with Caltrans District 7 Public Information Officer.
Adele Healy, Coastal. Diana Jimenez, Public Information Officer for Caltrans District 7.
Good evening, Shane Weaver, Caltrans District 7 Governmental Affairs.
Good evening, Alex Brown, Environmental Scientist, Caltrans District 7.
Great. Do I have everybody now? Let me see. Somebody else.
Name.
Oh, hi. I'm Tina Lynn. I'm a resident of Coastal area. If there's a section to comment, right? Public
We will
comment that's
after.
not on the agenda, I'd like to take that.
We will when the time comes.
Okay,
I will-
great.
I will allow time for that. Thank you. Okay, I think we have everybody that's online and as well
Thomas
as
Norman has a raised hand.
Yes.
yeah, I see, and I allowed to talk, but
Yeah,
Don't-
no, I was not sure if I was going to see my face before I talked, but Thomas Norman here from Northwest San Pedro. Planning and Land Use.
thanks, Thomas. Very well. I believe we got everybody.
We have a couple more Caltrans folks that just joined as well. I believe Eric and Jason.
Yes, I promoted both of them, so they're able to talk as well. So I would like to suggest that we move to item 3 and do item 2 after, so that we don't make everybody from Caltrans wait on us. Appreciate that you guys are here and giving us your time. So we'll move on to item 3, which is the environmental impact report and environmental assessment for the Vincent Thomas Bridge deck replacement project. We just got a hold of the final report, 410 pages of it. And I don't know if you had a chance to go over it. We're gonna quiz you at the end, but basically, we have the people from Caltrans that would be able to answer any questions that anybody had about the report. Any specific questions? The way the report came out, it was done under 2 different jurisdictions, the California Environmental Quality Act and the National Environmental Policy Act. From what I read, and under the CEQA evaluation, most of the categories that were listed as being reviewed were either no impact, less than significant impact, or one that was significant and unavoidable is for the cumulative project category, which is kind of understandable. So anybody has a specific question for Caltrans?
Are they gonna make a brief statement?
Is somebody from your group, Diana, able to just kind of maybe give us a summary of what the next steps will be with this report?
Yeah, so we have Jason Roach and Alex Brown, environmental, but we also want to take the time to talk about an event that we have coming up that is for the project, but we can talk about that after if you'd like. But for the final document, we have Jason Roach and Alex Brown on this
Yeah,
meeting.
thanks, Diana. Yeah, I'm Jason Roach. Sorry, I can't get my camera to work, but yeah, we've wrapped up the environmental process. The final environmental document is done. We released it, I believe, on October 28th. And we packed a lot of excitement into those just under 2 years of study and interaction with all of our stakeholders in the community. And it looks like you got a pretty good read on the document, actually, as far as what the significant impacts are. We do have a temporary significant impact for air quality and traffic associated with the full closure. And hopefully you all know that the full closure has been chosen as the preferred construction staging option for this project. And the environmental document identifies that as a temporary cumulative impact to the community of Wilmington. And it's cumulative because they also have a lot of competing projects that are happening at the same time or are expected to happen at the same time of having this project going on. So cumulatively, they've got a lot of other detours that we're working with to try to figure out what's going to be the best detour route. We've identified the detour route potentially being at Harry Bridges through Alameda. That route also has challenges. There's a project basically on every one of our proposed detour routes. So we're aggressively working with our local agencies to hopefully find a route that we can either time it in such a way that we can have these detour routes work, very efficiently or as efficiently as possible. But the document is done. All of the comments, if any of you had made comments on the environmental document, we have responses to those, and all of the comments have responses to in the final environmental document. And that includes all verbal comments that were made at our public hearings that we hosted. So the biggest ticket items are, one is, what are the impacts? As you can imagine, we've identified a traffic impact that we're trying to mitigate through the city of LA. It's difficult for us because it's outside of our jurisdiction, but it's an ongoing effort. And so we're going to be continuing working with the community through our community advisory committee, our technical advisory committee, and as Diana mentioned earlier, we're going to be making a traffic management plan task force. So a new committee is up and coming, and we actually have an in-person meeting, I believe, next week to start to kick that off. But the construction is not expected until early 2026, so we're still a year away. But just because the environmental is over, it doesn't mean we're walking away and going to do things in the shadows. It's starting a new phase, and it's going to be focused on the detour routes to make sure that we can get through the complexities of it, because it's not set in stone just yet. So there's my brief statement. Thank you.
Thanks. One of the questions I had, I read somewhere in the report that the Vincent Thomas Bridge project is eligible for the Bridge Investment Program. And in order to get the grant, you have to complete the project by spring of 2027. Is that currently on the schedule?
Yes. Rima, I don't know if you wanted to expand on that.
So yes, this project is eligible for reimbursement from IJA fund. That's federal program. And the goal for us to open bridge by spring of 2027, it's not because of this funding, federal funding. We also have promises that we gave to our CTC, California Transportation Committee, and we promised to complete bridge resurfacing by end of fiscal year 2027. So that's a different goal. I don't know if we're going to meet that goal because we're finding a lot of challenges in our design right now. Also, Jason mentioned conflicting projects, Alameda. We learned from people that we have to time our project the way that Alameda project either will be finished, most likely. So we might have delays in our schedule. We don't know yet. We're working on that. But we still believe we can get federal funding. It does not need, bridge does not need to be open in March of 2027 for that. Okay.
Thank you. Anybody else has any comments or questions for the group?
A question. Can you define what environmental justice is?
Yeah, those are disadvantaged, low and minority, predominantly low and minority, low income populations. And that is in Wilmington and a lot of the port area.
Let me rephrase my question. In terms of the impact environmentally, how does that affect the residents in regards to air quality and air quality?
Right. So in the environmental document, it actually mentions that. It's a really long title. It's a temporary, cumulative, significant air quality and traffic impact to environmental justice communities. It's one of the longest titles that I can mention. And so it's because of that. The detour routes are going to be going through Wilmington. Most likely. I mean, as I said, it's not set in stone. We've got so many challenges to figure out where the detour route is. And it's potentially that we could say, look, we can't do a detour at all through there. We're going to have to go detour people all the way to 405 to the 710 and avoid the community altogether. However, we all know that detours are essentially just a suggestion. We can't force people to actually take our detour routes. They're going to go whichever way they want. So either way, we're going to have traffic going through there with any of the bridge deck replacement options.
Thanks, Lamar. Anybody else? I
have a question.
Sure, great.
Perhaps, Caltrans, if you can help us understand just to what extent you were going to be advising the community that the bridge is closed, you know, utilizing the mechanisms that are currently on the freeway system. I've mentioned during these community advisory committee meetings, you know, utilizing fast track signage, you know, when you're going up the 110 or coming back down. But I know that there are other applications. So I'm wondering if you could maybe talk a little bit about how we're going to start warning people as far north as possible, and then to what extent those warnings will be distributed.
Sure. So I can answer that. This is our Manhivat Media Relations Manager here at District 7. The person who would address this would be Kenneth Young. He's our department traffic manager. But it's something that we've already discussed in previous meetings with the Technical Advisory Committee and the Community Advisory Committee. And we've already targeted going as far north as the San Fernando Valley, as far east into San Bernardino County, which is outside of our district, but we're going to coordinate with District 8, with District 12 in Orange County, and going, you know, pretty much countywide with these changeable message signs, and not just what's on our existing infrastructure, but also putting portable changeable message signs as well in the area to notify motorists of the when we're ready to close the bridge. But we're also going to have a really aggressive media campaign to notify motorists and stakeholders, the community, about about the forthcoming closure. So there's going to be a lot of media coordination within my unit. I have two PIOs, Diana Jimenez and Nathan Bass, who will be pretty much dedicated to this project. We'll be working with, you name it, from radio stations, TV stations, with traffic applications like Waze, Google Maps. We have our own, which is Quick Map. So we will be, using all mediums to get the word out to our motorists and also our community. But we're not just focusing on just the harbor area, right? We're going to be really aggressive and go out to other counties as well to broadcast the closure once we're ready to get it done.
Thank you.
I do have one follow-up question.
Yeah, go ahead.
If I can. Discussion has also taken place at these committee meetings where we are concerned about unique situations that create more traffic situations when we have cruise ship in the harbor and we have container ships working in the same general area, which creates its own challenges in and around the access to these areas, and which really impacts freeway traffic and all that. So the question is, how is it that we are going to be able to, on the spot, actually get assistance from the organizations such as police, Department of Transportation, the people who help with the traffic and other areas, so that we can be spot on when the problems start to emerge and we're able to address it as they occur? Because I think everyone around the table will attest to the fact that when we have a cruise ship loading and unloading, and when we have a container ship loading and unloading in the same general area, traffic is horrible. And it chokes up, all the access roads and freeways in the area. So I'm wondering if maybe we can talk a little bit, or you can talk a little bit about how we're going to be able to address that as it happens.
Sure. So what I can tell you is that that's a big reason why we're having this traffic management plan task force, which the first meeting is on November 19th, and we'll have it in person to have the community come in and chime in for your type of concern you just mentioned, Ray. That way we can develop a plan of action when things come up like that, with in coordination and in collaboration with our partners such as the Port Police, LAPD, CHP, Southern. This is going to be multi-agency collaboration, and it's something that we are definitely thinking about, and it's really important we get the community's input and your help to spread the word about how things that we should consider in our traffic management plan. So we will be coming out shortly with a survey out to the community to hear their feedback and their input towards our traffic management plan. Definitely that we're going to be in touch with the cruise ship operators and the ports as well. Once that closure is in place, we want to make sure that they have everything in the finalized detour plan, that they give that to their customers and their stakeholders, so that they are aware of how to get around the closure, and our goal is to keep them obviously on the freeway, right? We don't want them to go as much through the Wilmington community. we want them to use the freeway. So that's going to be pretty much our strategy. But yeah, we do need that input from the community as we develop this traffic management plan. So we will have a series of meetings. The first one starting the 19th. We'll have another one, I believe, December 12th, and another one in January. And once we finalize the logistics for those, we'll go ahead and share it with your councils and other stakeholders.
Thank you.
Eric, you might be able to answer this. How is the public being notified about these meetings?
Sure. So we have a database for anyone who signed up for or made a comment about the Vincent Thomas Bridge. We're using social media, news releases, and of course, we need your help as well to broadcast it out. So if you're not added to the list and you didn't get anything, reach out to us, reach out to that vtbproject@dot.ca.gov email, and we can add you on there. We're still going to send some notices out next week. Yeah, it's really it would be helpful. So we're definitely leaning on the relationships that we've developed to get the word out, not just the stakeholders, but also our elected officials and our partner agencies as well.
Have you guys
Interrupt
considered?
you, Eric. Sorry. The meeting is actually November 21st, not the 19th. So just wanted to clear that up. Confusion. Thank you.
Yeah, I was going to ask if you have considered putting some kind of signage on the actual bridge as people are driving by, so that the actual people that are on it realize there's some information coming up about meetings or anything related to the construction project.
Maybe Diana, you'd share the information about the meeting now if you.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Diana.
As Eric mentioned, we have our first traffic management plan task force meeting for the Vincent Thomas Bridge Deck Replacement Project next Thursday, November 21st. It'll be in person at the Wilmington Recreation Center from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. And it'll be, like I said, our first one. And the goal of the traffic management plan task force is to bring together multiple agencies to work with the community to identify, the local detours and strategies to manage the traffic during the project. So if you're not signed on to our VTB email, I can put my information in the chat if you have any questions or if you'd like to be included. We're going to send a couple of reminders next week as well. The information is also available on our social media websites. And again, we're going to send another reminder next week, and we have a couple more meetings like this plan, so we can continue to make progress before the closure.
I'd like to make a recommendation if I could. Can you add, we have a lot of social media in the harbor area between the neighborhood councils, but even more in a broad sense. San Pedro, California, some of our main sites really reach tens of thousands of people. I think it's really important that that level of outreach is done to bring that information and the opportunity to participate forward. So I'd appreciate that consideration, whether it be San Pedro, California, or the Wilmington pages also, and anything else. I don't know how your folks are really thinking about our local social media pages, but we have a very strong, cohesive, harbor area in terms of information sharing. So I think you have a really big advantage in that regard to do that level of outreach, to teach the public, what's coming, and to put that word out. And then this is a two-parter, secondarily, because I do have, you folks from Caltrans, on this call tonight. Many of us that are very sensitive about signage and, what Caltrans is not able to accomplish with graffiti removal on all of our wayfaring signage. We have a huge issue, I know, all over all of our freeways, but most particularly, the harbor area. We had a lot of great success recently, through the portal that requests graffiti removal off the wayfaring signage. as well as, our freeway bridges and our freeway signs in the general vicinity of the harbor. And that the harbor freeway, as well as, the gateway of getting onto the 47 freeway, as well as off of the Harbor Boulevard exits. We have a huge issue. So I'd like to put a plug in. And I don't know if you want to direct me, to somebody that would be the access person that could help, but it's really over the top. We that are in that business of graffiti removal and wanting it done, haven't had a lot of success, so I'd appreciate that concession as well. That you give me the information of who actually is directly responsible for taking the call and actually getting it done. Can you help there?
Yeah, if anybody has that information, they could forward it to me, and I forward it to Mona.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Diana, was there anything else you wanted to mention about the upcoming meeting?
Oh, I just wanted to make sure that we'd be happy if you spread the word. That way we can have members of all the communities present, and we can, just inform everybody as much as possible and have that have people present for the meeting, and we can, come up with a plan together. So like I said, I'll send the press release or the media advisory again next week, and I'll post it to our social media accounts. And it helps I think it helps us a lot when we tag different social media pages. I try to do my best to tag the agencies or in the cities. And fortunately, on Twitter, I can't tag that many people, but on Instagram, I try to tag as many people as possible. So I think that's helped us a lot. And I've gotten good responses from the community when it comes to posting there. So yeah, that's it for the first meeting. But I can add my email address if anybody has any questions moving forward. But thank you all.
Thank you. James, do you have a question or comment?
Yeah, I just wanted to thank Mona for bringing up that subject about our signs and our bridges. And we are just, and with 5 Caltrans people here, I know it's all huge and separate, but I was hoping we could get somebody that would actually respond to us. The signs are just tagged all the time. For a year, the huge sign finally was removed, but we want to get the gang tagging off the bridges and off the signs. So thank you, Mona, for bringing that up. And if they're going to send somebody an email, or if anybody of the 5 can give us an email address, I've written a few letters over a year ago, no response from Caltrans. Send pictures, no response. And we would like to get a response. Thank you.
Okay, so James,
Sure.
what send me
I can handle this room because it'll fall under my staff anyway. So just my email, send it to me. I'll have one of my staff members reach out to you. But my email is my first name, my last name at dot.ca.gov. And I'll have someone reach out to you and get you some information and get you and we'll get your request, and we'll connect it with the right crews. I know for this one it's going to be special crews who's going to have to go out there. Yeah, that won't be an issue.
Thank you, Eric.
Thank you. I don't believe we have any further comments or questions.
Question.
Oh, Lamar.
Firmness in terms of closure, what date is that?
Were you guys able to hear the question? When is the anticipated closure?
Date.
Rima, when do we anticipate to close the bridge?
Right.
So the full closure will be for 16 months. And right now, we schedule it to begin in January 2026. But there is a big chance that that will be postponed. But even if we postpone the full bridge closure, it still will be 16 months.
Okay. Second question. Anticipated finish date. The reason I'm asking is we have the Olympics coming So my concern is, will you bleed over until the start of the Olympics?
No, we don't plan to invade on Olympic time frame.
Sorry?
The World Cup.
The World
No,
Cup.
we want to be done by the Olympics. That's the goal. The goal is to finish construction by the Olympics. So we don't anticipate that we will be on, we won't interrupt the Olympics at all, because we do know Long Beach has their events. So,
Actually,
yeah.
I have, but what about the World Cups? And you know, that kind of add on to Mr. Lyons' point here. What about the World Cup? You know, how?
So the World Cup is going to be held in Inglewood. That's the location for it at SoFi Stadium. I'm not aware of any events that are going to be happening in San Pedro or Wilmington, Long Beach for the World Cup, but
I'm sure people who live in those areas would have to reroute as well if they're coming up from Wilmington or Long Beach.
right. If you're coming from Wilmington, Long Beach, like I said, with our traffic management plan, we're going to suggest those detour routes to get them in and out of their respective areas. You know, if you're coming from San Pedro, you're going to use the 110. If you're coming from Long Beach, you're going to do 710, 405. To drive up north on northbound 405. So we don't anticipate a big impact to the World Cup in that sense. And also the World Cup, from our understanding, is it'll have there'll be a perimeter around it. So I'm not sure if parking will be available for it. That's something we're still trying to find out from the organizers, but that's typically the experience I've seen with planned World Cups.
No, you had a comment?
Yeah, just a quick one. On the bridge closure, on all of the different scenarios, and I know that the first one was chosen with the full closure for 16 months. There was a caveat in each one that was the projected closure, but it could take significantly longer. And so I'm just wondering how it is that you're so sure that it'll be done in 16 months. Obviously, that's fantastic if it will, and we certainly hope that it will. But can you talk about any possible things that might happen that would cause it to take more time than that you've considered?
Is Rima still here, or did she drop out? I think
it
looks like Rima dropped out.
He heard my question and he dropped out.
Yeah, okay. I could just, based off experience, and Jason, I think you could chime in. Based off experience on projects. Yeah, you could be delayed because of weather. You could be delayed because of material delivery or procurement. There could be a shortage on something, so or something, an issue with the supplier. Jason,
I think what he was getting at is that we did have a wildly long different variations with the full closure, and that had to do with the type of deck replacement we were going to do. There was two types. There was a short way, which is the precast, and then there was the long way, which is the cast in place. That's where they actually pour the concrete on there. And then we're going to go with the precast. That's where they come in and they bring in the actual panels. We don't have any engineers here, although it looks like Rima's back, but we're going with the precast option. And all the other options that Eric, you know, there's always issues with that, but with honestly, with the full closure, I think we get rid of a lot of uncertainty. I mean, having that bridge open 24/7 with one lane, we had some safety concerns, and there was a lot more complications with the partial closure. So I think the likelihood of us keeping schedule is strongest with the precast 16 months, which is what we've chosen for the closure.
Great, thank you.
Hang on, Jason.
You build a certain amount of cushion into this schedule, or do you assume that these theoretical delays will not happen?
Rima, do we have a contingency on our schedule as far as delay? How does that work?
No, when we develop schedule, we don't put any contingencies in the schedule. This is not how we do. We think it will be perfect, but life happens and then we adjust accordingly.
Okay, Lamar.
Your last 5 projects you've done, how many of them have come online on time?
I will give you a great example of a project that finished 1.5 years ahead of time, and that's the 710 paving project up in the East LA, South Bay, the gateway cities. That one at a time. It happens oftenly where we finish on time. The times that we don't finish on time, I'll give you a good example, is the 210 repaving project that I worked on in Pasadena, La Cañada, La Crescenta area. That one we got delayed because of it was just a lot of rain that we dealt with on that one. We were just having a lot of issues with that. And we also had designed the project where traffic was flowing onto the opposite lanes. So the westbound traffic was going onto the eastbound lanes, and that just cracked more slabs. So we had to do more work than originally anticipated. So certain things like that, and you know, our contractor will do their best to adjust. But the good thing is we have our contractor already on board on this project. We're going to collaborate with them, and we're working them already. You know, if there's opportunities for ways we can do things better, you know, we'll work together. But that's the goal, is to finish on time or finish ahead of time.
One last question.
Yeah.
Can you provide us with a list of all your vendors under the general contractor?
Was that a list of all our vendors? You wanted a list of all our vendors or contractors on this project?
Yeah, the subcontractors.
Okay, so let me answer that. So for this project, because it's such a complicated project, we utilize the method called Contract Manager General Contractor, or abbreviated CMGC. That means that we already selected contractor for our pre-construction services. They given us their input on design, and together we develop schedule, and they identify areas that maybe designers would not be aware of, but contractor would. And because we have them already on board, we believe construction will go smooth. Okay, but they not selected to do job yet. They only selected for pre-construction services. And the way this program works, when we finish our design and we know our estimate and we know our specifications, we have to agree on price. So state and contractor have to be within certain percentage in order to agree on price. And in the event, unlikely event, state and contractor will not agree on price, then we advertise it normal way and another contractor will come. So we don't have a list of sub-consultants, we don't have DBE goals, we don't have anything that yet. And that contractor is not a contractor that's going to build the job yet. So did I answer your question, Jason?
Not really, but you can continue.
Okay. Anybody else? One last question. Otherwise, thank you all for sharing your time and then coming here to our meeting. Appreciate it. We'll definitely pass the word on the upcoming meeting, and we'll do everything we can to let the city know that that's coming. So we thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, and please attend our meeting also.
Yes.
Thanks. We will definitely be there.
We'll have people there, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very good. We're gonna go back to item 2. It was the item we skipped originally. And that's a letter of support for the LA Cruise Alliance regarding the RFP for the cruise terminals. There were two letters that I posted. One was the one that Northwest came up with. The other one was a sample letter that they sent us if we wanted to use it. I like the one the Northwest wrote. I think it's more to the point and coming from us. I think it's more the kind of response that we would do. So I would suggest that that's the one that we choose and support that group. The reason we're
We
here.
did not print that out. Do you want me to print some out?
It was on the website. If you guys don't have it, I think I have a copy. Anybody interested in reading it?
Do you have both?
I don't have both. But they were posted on the agenda.
I'm happy to read it out loud. Since we don't have a copy.
Well, first of all, who hasn't seen either one of them?
So let's see if I go to, can I?
Two. Yeah, there's two letters. One is the Northwest letter, and then the other one is the sample letter that they sent us if we wanted to use. So they said, you know, if we want to use this letter, please.
Yeah, I'll go send it.
This is your Northwest.
And the reason that we're meeting today is because the timing to get that letter back out, it's kind of critical. Our board meeting for Central meets next week, so we're able to bring it over to the meeting and then send it out. I believe December 10th is or 5th is the date that they need to submit their whole package for the RFP.
And if I can, I'd like to be able to take full credit for the letter, but I can't because I didn't write it. Thomas Norman was the one who authored it. Really appreciate the work he did on it.
Yeah, thank you, Thomas, if you can hear us. Did you have the letter?
I just shared it. This young man has said
Oh.
he hadn't seen it, so I brought it over to him.
Let's see, does Northwest have enough people here to? If you decide to make a motion, you already made a motion on that, I guess.
Internally.
Okay, internal. Robin, were you able to read those letters?
I did, but I discussed it with some of our AdCom members, and there was a feeling we shouldn't put it on our board because we felt like we didn't have all the information we needed on all the candidates. I don't know, Doug, correct me if I said that wrong, but I think we'd like to pass on this.
Okay, well, unfortunately, we invited all the groups and we didn't get any response from any of the other ones. You know, I wanted to extend that same opportunity to them, but unfortunately, we're not able to get anything out of the other two groups.
Well, I do have a comment on that, but yeah, go ahead, Javier. We don't know which, I'm not sure which is which.
Okay, so
Will you look at it, Javier, and tell us which one is which?
This one is Northwest.
Northwest has draft on it or
Yes.
is, okay.
Okay.
So this is the one that
That's the one that they sent us.
I'm just gonna circulate.
Northwest.
This is Northwest.
Yeah, it's Ray.
Northwest has draft on it.
Ray
No.
Regalado's name at the bottom.
So
This one is. That Ray wrote. Does anybody want this one?
This is the Ray.
This is the
Oh,
one
that's
with Ray.
one
This
Ray.
is-
Oh, I've
Yeah.
got multiple. Okay, sorry. I see what I did. Okay,
I don't believe you that Thomas wrote it.
okay. So
You get a piece?
I spoke with SSA Marine, John Edmond, who is their consultant. And what they're going to start doing is they want to do small group, individual stakeholder meetings. Because they're very concerned that a lot of information that they have is, it's probably, it's proprietary and they're concerned about it being out in public. So they're going to be contacting small groups and doing small meetings and not doing large public presentations.
I see.
That's how they plan to handle it.
Well, I think with the timing of, the deadline coming up, I find it hard to, see how any of our groups are able to respond on time for that.
Yeah, no, and I don't think they're gonna be doing large group presentations. I think they'll be meeting individually with people, smaller groups, and not asking for a letter of support from large organizations. It's how I'm understanding it from
Yeah.
their consultants.
Yeah, no,
I handle it differently.
I think, that's understandable, I guess, to some degree.
Well, and I have, with that being said, Elise, who at this table has seen this presentation? Anybody?
Presentation.
The
LA
Cruise Alliance.
Cruise Alliance, so
We're at the meeting too.
about half of us. Yes. I don't, and I don't know about, the folks.
I think the interesting piece in all of this is that Stefano who is now with SSA Marine, he kicked off the outreach a year ago for Princess, and this team left this team and went to SSA Marine. So he feels he's got a lot of the input from original community meetings. I'm not saying it's right or wrong or what their, path forward is, but that's part of this situation as well that we're in. So.
Yeah, I think, speaking for myself, the thing that I feel stronger about the LA Cruise Alliance is that they're the actual companies that are involved with the customers. And so they know the type of service they need to provide. They know the things that they would like to have. So I think it's an additional involvement with the project other than the operators that are just running facilities and doing it for profit. So I think in my eyes, that kind of brings more to the project than just wanting to create a business per se. So that's why I think I like what they talked about.
Yeah, no, they had great plans.
Yeah, I think the ideas are good. And not totally specific, but I think the intent is there.
For the record, I'll be able to speak for myself and not Central.
Yes, that's why I said I speak for myself.
If I can, the one thing that I know about our harbor community is the fact that it's in a very much civically engaged community. The need for the community to be able to have a place to exchange ideas with people who are going to be making an impact in our community, in my opinion, is extremely important. I have great concerns over the fact that we have possibly 2 other people who are going to be doing some type of work around here. And I haven't heard much of anything from any of them. In fact, I can't say that I've heard anything from them, but there has been a concerted effort by the Alliance to listen to the community, because we have listened to their presentation, but they have also given the community who have attended the opportunity to
very valid point. Absolutely.
So I really believe that there is a desire to partner with the community.
Absolutely.
And I would hope that in this area that we are going to try to partner, if I can, that our concerns and our wishes are going to continue to be expressed to them as a community again.
Absolutely.
During the whole process as it's developing.
And just full disclosure, so Royal Caribbean and Princess Cruises are both corporate and community partners of the chamber. So we've worked with them extensively over the years, and they're great partners. They really want to be here. They want to invest here. They're committed to this market, committed to San Pedro and helping us improve the community. A great team.
And if I could just say one last thing, when it comes to these types of major construction or developments, as we did with Caltrans, they came in pretty much with the determination that they were going to do this project with this is my opinion, and I don't know if anyone's listening, but with the intent of them coming in, doing the project with very little community back and forth. I mean, we had to kind of push them to accept the fact that, that we have a stake in this, in the Caltrans project. So it should promote the fact that we need to be there at the table, letting them know how we feel about the project. It's the same thing that I'm hoping we'll be able to get from the Alliance, since they've been so much open.
Right.
I'm hoping that this partnership doesn't end with the letter.
I don't think so. I really.
Well, it's
But I
a
hear you.
matter of
Yeah.
not thinking so. It's the fact that I think as a community, we need to make sure that it doesn't.
Absolutely, you're absolutely, we just have we've just had the engagement with them for years, and this is a strong team, this is a great team. Right or wrong, I think the calculations, maybe, this is just my opinion of the other teams, is 60% of the scoring is on financial capability. Can you build it? Can you finance it? Can you deliver it? So that's 60% of the scoring. So I think just hearing from some rumblings is that they want to get through that. Will they make it through that 60% of the scoring? Then they'll come out. I don't know, right or wrong, that's their calculation. So, yeah.
And Javier, again, what's the deadline?
December 5th. They got moved from November to December. Lamar, I sense some hesitation on you from our group. Any particular reason?
Javier has more to do with procedure.
With the what?
Procedure. We have a committee process and goes from the committee to the general board. And that's, and I shared with you before, from a procedural standpoint, it going through the committee, and from the committee makes a recommendation to the council.
Right, but this is a sort of a unique situation where timing it's more of an issue. And we're not able to have the meeting that would have probably been today. So is that something that we cannot overcome? And the importance of what it's involved?
In this instance, I would go along with support. What I'm sharing with you is the fact, effectively, I would like this to go to the committee before it goes to the council. That's all I'm asking.
Okay, no, I understand, but typically we have the time to play with. Right now, it's sort of on a compressed timeline, which is why we're doing this. We typically don't have our joint committee now, but because of the holidays, we have to kind of change that. And we're gonna have to do that next month as well. So that's gonna affect other committee meetings as well. And I think I understand what you're saying. I just would like to be able to proceed with the letter of support.
Which one's Central sending? Is it sending this one or this?
No, this one is the one that I'm suggesting, the one that Norwest, the other one is the one that he sent us.
This one that says draft.
Yeah, draft is the one they sent us as a sample if we wanted to use.
I was trying to figure out which one we're going forward with. They're Central.
So
it's Northwest.
Yeah, so Northwest. So my question is, could we make a motion for Central to support it so that we could bring it to the board on Tuesday?
Have you asked for an extension, just out of curiosity? Sorry.
Noel, what was that?
I just asked if you had asked them for an extension of time so that you could honor Lamar's wishes potentially.
unfortunately, because they had already rescheduled the original date.
They did extend it, right?
Yeah.
They've extended it once.
Yeah,
It
that's
was-
true.
It was November, I forget what date, but they got moved to December, so they already had like an extension of that process. And then unfortunately with the holidays, it would probably need to move to beginning of the year for to be able to do
Delays
anything.
it.
So I think we're kind of in a difficult time.
You gotta read both, but that's not getting. This one's more, you can see the more involvement it had. This one, it's there. This is their template.
I don't know what. Robin, oh, Linda, I thought Linda said, Robin, how are we gonna handle this at Coastal since we just had our land use meeting?
Yeah, it's not going to be able to get on our next board meeting, so I guess we won't be handling it at Coastal. And I don't know if Doug has anything to add, but
I do actually, and this is a very unusual situation that I have never experienced in 20 plus years of serving on a neighborhood council. You know, the port is, has put out an RFP.
Oh, yeah. I like this one. This is, there.
somebody talking over Doug?
Yeah, I mean, is anybody listening?
No,
You
we
seem to
can't.
be having a conversation there, so
Okay,
I'm
Doug.
gonna wait.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
We're listening.
Doug, go ahead.
Doug, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, all
Perfect.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, this is a situation I've never bumped into where those who would respond to an RFP have come to a neighborhood council seeking support prior to submitting. For that, and frankly, as a government entity, I don't think, again, personally, I don't think a neighborhood council should be jumping in and prejudging, no matter how much discussion they've had. And I've talked to the folks from the Cruise Alliance, and they're nice people and whatever. It would be nice if the others had talked to us, but I have no idea what's ultimately going to be submitted, and who may or may not even qualify under the port's rules. So typically, our process has always been, we wait to see who submits on an RFP, and then we look at it and make our endorsement or recommendation if there are any. And so for that reason, I don't think Coastal San Pedro would be looking at anything until we see what the RFP respondents come in with.
Okay, no. You have your hand raised.
Yeah, thank you. I'm with Doug on this. My understanding is that there's a few groups that are interested in submitting proposals. I know that there was a lobbying firm involved on behalf of this firm, and some meetings were held, and that I don't think that the same attention was given to the other potential people providing proposals. And I agree wholeheartedly with Doug that we should see all the proposals that are ultimately submitted so we could look at them and compare them, and then make a decision based on which one we feel was the, most beneficial to the community. Thanks.
Well, just to clarify, we did reach out to all the other groups and try to give them the same opportunity. Nobody responded, so that's where we are. Linda.
Hello,
Yeah.
out here.
Hi, Linda.
Here's the hand, yes.
Is there any chance of getting this letters on the screen?
Let me try.
It's in the agenda packet. You should be able to just pull it off.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, if you go to the
I
agenda
read them both, yeah.
section of the online, the documents, supporting documents are there.
Okay.
Doug was suggesting that you do that and then share it.
Yeah, yeah, Javier, you should be able to do that, but I mean, or Linda, if she wants to look at it. That's what I did. I just went to the supporting documents and read the letter.
If you give me a second, I'll try to put that on.
Thanks.
Yes, so good.
So I don't know if you could see it, but this is the letter.
Okay, thank you.
I want clarification though. Yeah, I have a question.
Yes.
What's the difference between supporting this one over this one?
Well, that one was provided by the group themselves. That was sent to us.
Right, but context. The draft, this was sent by the elect.
Yeah, that was sent by the.
But like context wise, right?
Yes, if you read them.
I know, yeah.
It just, this is more like the response that we would probably.
Yeah, I mean,
do.
I read that.
So.
I thought it was written really by Thomas.
Yeah, and it kind of talks about, the public outreach they did and how, we were able to communicate with them. The other one, I think it's, just.
I wouldn't want to support their,
their letter.
Them giving us, I wouldn't want to support that. No.
Well, I think it, definitely tailored from them.
That's fine.
Okay. So anyway, the one that's up on the screen is the one that Northwest came up with, and
I'm here. I'll make a motion. I'll make a motion.
Okay.
Second of mine, Mr. Lance.
Excellent. We'll take a vote. Lamar?
Yes.
Pedro?
Yes.
So, yes.
Doctor.
Oh, Dr. Committee. He's not, that's right. He's just part of the,
okay.
Very good. Okay.
Linda.
Linda's not on the committee anymore.
Linda.
You're muted. She left us for the other group.
I'm on Northwest.
Oh, right.
What did she say? She's Northwest.
You, she left them.
Oh.
Dang it, Ray. Wow.
I know.
Okay, were you able to read it, Linda?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing.
Thank you.
Okay, very well. Well, sounds like Northwest already did what they wanted to do with the letter. Coastal has their decision as well, and Central has done theirs. So,
Okay.
I don't think we need to talk about it anymore.
Okay.
The next item is regarding the December meeting.
Northwest, yes.
We have tentatively set the meeting for December 10th. Which I believe is the Wednesday. Is that correct?
That's a Tuesday.
Okay, so it's the 11th.
It's the 11th? Okay, I'll
Yeah,
make
sorry,
sure
it's at the bottom of the page as well. December 11th.
Yes.
So
Okay.
I'd like to see if that works out with everybody, so that we could go ahead and plan that. We're trying to anticipate holidays and everything happening during December, so I know it just gets busier for everybody.
Yep.
Later on, so probably that's better to have it sooner than later.
Isn't that the
And-
same date that Caltrans just said the second traffic
Oh,
management plan was?
Let's look at that.
Not the meeting that they were talking about, right? Because that was the 21st of November.
Yeah, but they had a December meeting too. Where is it? Shoot.
What was the first date you mentioned, Javier?
I thought it was the 10th, but it's actually the 11th.
Okay, here, let's see, media advisory. Let's see if they talk about the December meeting. No, I just see the 21st of November. Not seeing another date in this media advisory.
kidding.
Thank you.
I don't know how I got in.
I don't see it.
Okay, so it looks like it will work out, so,
Maybe we
let's-
want to do tentatively the 11th,
Yes.
so we can look at that
Yeah.
Caltrans meeting.
we'll set it tentatively for the 11th if that works out.
And I'll-
For whatever reason that doesn't work out, we'll have to revisit that. As of right now, that's what
Okay,
we're aiming for. So we'll move on. I think some of you were at the earlier meeting regarding the West Harbor EIS and EIR. I saw some of you there, so anything that you want to share? I was able to be on the meeting for a portion of it, but not all of it. Doug? No.
Yeah, I guess the most important thing, first of all, was they extended the deadline for public comments from December 23rd until January 10th. So
yeah.
there's more time for people to send in written comments, that kind of thing. Obviously it's a very large document with many parts and many sections, about 1,100 pages long, and it was a relatively concise summary of some of the areas where they thought that there were key points. There were a good number of speakers during the public comment period. I think the public comment period, everybody got 3 minutes, and it probably lasted about an hour, maybe even a little bit more. And there was a balance of people who were very in favor of it, and people who were in favor of it but had concerns. Primarily that was it. There were concerns brought up about certain aspects of things a couple things they seem to perhaps miss or think weren't necessary to study for further mitigation that were brought up, and then there were a lot of support speakers as well. Again, we're still kind of in the beginning of the process for this, but it's good that they added 23 days or something like that to the comment period.
Yeah, I hope there's a lot more comments on this one. I was looking back at the comments for the Vincent Thomas Bridge, and there was a total of 182 comments, which in my mind sounds like nothing.
Right.
And so I think there will be a lot more, hopefully more input from the community on this one. Doug?
Yeah, I also attended the meeting, and because it's me, I can tell you there were 23 individuals who made comments this evening. And the whole meeting with presentations ran not quite, I think, an hour and a half. I don't know if it was recorded or not. I think it was. So maybe
They did record it.
Okay, it may be available on the port website at some point. That was, I'm trying to figure out how to characterize it. There is a lot here, and it is a lot of pages. And I'm just going to echo, as many people as possible need to take a look at this thing, discuss it, and talk about it. I think the most interesting thing I found this evening were 2 or 3 people who live up in the neighborhood there on Crescent who had some interesting comments and obvious concerns. So, people, by the way, I had never heard of before, so it's nice to see at least some folks are paying attention.
Robin?
Yeah, just to add to what Doug said, at the beginning of the meeting, Noel had asked or mentioned the absence of the prior public comments that were sent 2 years ago for the initial review. And, we had looked and couldn't find it in the document that had been issued. And then by the end of the meeting, they announced that they uploaded them. And I highly recommend you all that are interested, and I guess we all are, go there and look at it. There are now 2 Appendix A's when you go to the port's CEQA page. And again, as Doug said, there are some very interesting comments from some of the close neighbors in the Crescent area, et cetera, that I started to review just now. And it's over 100 pages of letters from individuals who live in the area and then organizations. So it's really interesting to skim through that. So it's posted as of today, and I hope you'll go look at it.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Very good. So I guess we'll have some reading material
We have a lot of reading material.
for the holidays.
Uh-huh.
So we need to take a look at that and then pick out, maybe we could assign some sections so that we don't all have to go through.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, if anybody has trouble sleeping.
Exactly.
So almost as long as an Outlander novel, but not nearly as entertaining.
Oh, not as fun.
Very good. Okay. Anything else that might be of interest in the committee?
Well, I'm just,
I'm sorry, would you like a quick update on the San Pedro Public Library?
Yes.
Hot off the press, just before this meeting started, my daughter walked in and she said, well, we had
Uh-oh.
right.
Doesn't sound good.
The new opening date for the library is March the 10th.
March the 10th?
Wow.
March the 10th.
What
I guess we won't be using that as a neighborhood council voting.
I know, I've got to send an email over to the election folks. Apparently, they had done the roof, they had done new floors. Because of the city's financial problems, they had decided to cancel the rest of the renovation, including interior and exterior painting, repaving the parking lot, and some other things. However, they then managed to find some additional funding, and they are now going to go forward with the full program of renovation, but we're looking at March the 10th as the new opening date.
I think that would be a good interest for the central committee.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I'm really looking, especially if it's the finance problem.
Yeah, I will tell you, the folks at the Pedro Library tried really hard to get a pop-up library for Pedro.
Or Doug, I have a question.
And it didn't happen.
Can we ask for it again?
You betcha. I would start pushing right now.
Okay.
Doug, I have a question. What was the remaining stuff that they didn't finish?
Okay. Interior and exterior painting. Repaving the parking lot. That's a
Needs
big
it.
one.
It needs it.
Wi-Fi cabling, updating all of that, and the bathrooms.
Oh, good. Good.
And ceiling tiles. So
Excellent.
There's a
Bathroom
tremendous amount of work. And do not repeat this to anybody.
You're being recorded. It's public meeting.
Okay.
Public record, Doug.
You did not hear from me. But this is actually a very expensive outlay for the library. And it's already past 7 figures. I'll just leave it at that.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, come March the 10th, we should have an incredible library, but it's going to be a wait.
They may very well run some of that Wi-Fi cabling in the ceiling prior to putting in the ceiling tiles. So
yeah, no, I mean they had a whole big plan. I mean, major renovation, and then the finance thing hit, and it all got delayed. But now it looks like it's going forward.
All right. Well, thank you for that. We're gonna move on to the next item, public comments on items not on the agenda.
You have a hand up, by the way.
Yes. So
Hi.
I was gonna let Tina speak.
Thank you. Coastal knows what I'm bringing up, but my name is Tina Lynn. I'm a resident near Alma Park. I noticed that Councilman McCosker provided a city council motion for the Public Works Committee to look at the repair and funding of repair for alleyways. And I have a huge pothole in my alleyway right outside my garage. That's the only way in and out of my garage. So I'm dedicated to following this issue. And I had talked to Christian in his office, his field office, who said that, yeah, maybe some neighborhood council support letters for this motion might be a good idea. It's still pretty early in the motion. I think Public Works Committee will get some type of report from the Bureau of Street Services, maybe in the next 3-ish months. He didn't promise anything. He was just saying, based on his experience, that's what he had seen as a timeline. So yeah, would like to find out. I sent emails to each of the 3 San Pedro neighborhood councils, to the governing boards. Those were the emails that I could find. And I haven't heard a response back from any of them, which is why I attended the coastal planning and land use committee the other day. And then I thought I would come here. So if there's a point person or someone I can email the motion to, I've been slowly working on drafting the support letter as well for consideration, but yeah, could use some help with that also.
Yeah, let me tell you, Tina, if you look at the coastal website, you will see that this motion is on our agenda for the Monday meeting.
There you go. And
Great.
so, Tina, what's your address and what's your alley? Curious.
Oh, I'm at 22nd and Myler Street. So it's the alley goes between 22nd and 23rd behind my house on Myler. Yeah, if I forget the address of the closest house to the pothole, but it's kind of just in between 3 houses here.
Your house is the closest one. Right
Yeah.
Yeah,
behind
and
your
just to
garage.
let you know, because everything old is new again, I think the last time coastal dealt with this issue was probably about 17 or 18 years ago, so it is not a new issue.
Yeah. Do you guys feel like, oh, sorry, go ahead, Doug.
No, I'm done.
Oh, do you guys feel like the street side? I've heard it's different apartments that handle the street side versus the alley side. That's what a neighbor told me. I'm wondering if you guys feel like you've seen the street side get paved and even repaved twice, and the alleyway has just never been dealt with for years and years. Is that,
Yeah,
do you think that's
I will
possible?
just tell you that the city of Los Angeles alley repair program probably is in arrears by, I don't know, 80, 90, 100 years.
Yeah.
The city does not fund alley repairs.
Damage caused by sanitation.
And yeah, and sanitation, I know this exists in other areas. Northwest dealt with it a few years back where alleys had been so damaged. Again, people can get garage doors open.
Yeah.
But maybe we can work directly with street services to see if we can get something done. They have had programs in the past where they have specifically dedicated funding to repairing alleys, but it was a case of neighborhood councils had to give them a list. That was probably 5 or 6 years ago. You know, a lot of good programs disappeared when the city's budget just has been.
Yeah, understood. But this motion's out there, so I'd love to support it. Is there a person at Northwest or Central that I can contact with about this? This is great that it's already on Coastal's agenda.
Yeah.
Tina, I'm from Central. You could forward any information to me if you like.
Okay. Sorry, I can't see.
Javier
any chat.
Gonzalez. I'm the chair of the Land Use and Planning Committee for Central.
Okay. And your email's on the website?
Yes.
Great, thank you.
Right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And with that,
I have a comment. Are we all excited that San Pedro has been selected as Croatia house for the Olympics? So our council member and our supervisor were in Croatia and have signed the official documents that we will be the host community for Croatian families and visitors to the Olympics in support of the Croatian athletes. We all have a lot of work to do in 4 years to get the community cleaned up and improved.
I jumped ahead.
Yes. The funding, getting that approved and getting, but it's so exciting and it's great for our community.
Oh, it's the perfect location.
And we are the perfect location.
Yeah,
Yes,
my
we are.
my wife is, yeah.
Croatia?
Yeah.
Yes. We're gonna pull her and get her involved.
Oh, I'm sure she will.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, if nobody else has any more comments, we're gonna close up our meeting. And thank you everyone for being here, and we'll let you know on the upcoming meeting.
Good to know.
Right now.
Good night, guys.
I'll show you something.
The mayor says she's doing community cleanups in